cover of this edition of The Two Towers is based on Tolkien's own unused sketch of 1954.
This is Hannah from Fredericksburg, Virginia, in the United States. Subscribe before you fall asleep.
Hi there, my lovely, lovely sleepy squirrels. I hope that you are all well. In this evening's video, I will be unboxing this Lord of the Rings box set. I'm going to take my time gently and slowly once it's unboxed, I'm going to go through part 1, 2, and 3 and read the blurb and trace the covers, and then have a little look at the Reader's Companion. Before we get into the actual books, I'm just going to spend a few minutes making some slow, sleepy sounds with this box set. The textured cover, the spines, etc. If you just want to hear the blurbs, be waiting. Feel free to skip ahead. Timestamps are down below. Otherwise, relax and enjoy. now that we are hopefully nice and relaxed, let's have a look. We have this symbol here. One ring to rule them all. 1, 2, 3. Here, J R R token, J R R token. The Lord, the Lord. Oh. The rings. The Lord of the Rings, the Reader's Companion. Wayne G. Hammond and Christina Skull. There are 4 picks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have the first. The Lord of the Rings, Part 1. The Fellowship of the Ring, which I started reading when I was younger, and I did not finish. Here we have the J R R token. HarperCollins Publishing House. Then we have J.R.R. Tolkien's epic adventure, The Lord of the Rings, now fully corrected and revised in collaboration with Christopher Tolkien. Corrected. The English-speaking world is divided into those who have read The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and those who are going to read them. I'm kind of in the middle. That was from the Sunday Times. An extraordinary book. It deals with a stupendous theme. It leads us through a succession of strange and astonishing episodes, some of them magnificent, in a region where everything is invented: forest, moor, river, wilderness, town, and the races which inhabit them. The Observer. To have created so enthralling an epic romance with its own mythology, with such diversity of scene and character, such imaginative invention and description, and such supernatural meaning underlying the wealth of incident, is a most remarkable feat. The Guardian. And masterpiece, oh yes, I've no doubt about that, said the Evening Standard. It's kind of strange to read like blurbs like that about The Lord of the Rings. It's just like, yeah, obviously it's The Lord of the Rings. It's so already ingrained into the fact that we know what it is and we like it that it just seems strange. Okay, let's have a look on the inside of the jacket. J.R.R. Tolkien was born on the 3rd of January 1892. After serving in the First World War, Tolkien embarked on a distinguished academic career and was recognized as one of the finest philologists in the world. He is, however, best known as the creator of Middle-earth, and author of such classic and extraordinary works of fiction: The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and the Silmarillion. Is that like the French double L? Silmarillion. I don't know. His books have been translated into more than 60 languages and have sold many millions of copies worldwide. He died on September 2nd, 1973, at the age of 81. The cover of this edition of The Fellowship of the Ring is based on Tolkien's own sketch of 1954. It shows one ring within which floats the Eye of Sauron. To show it at the same time, but I can't. So it shows the one ring within which floats the Eye of Sauron, with Narya, the ruby ring of fire worn by Gandalf. In opposition above it between symbolizes flames. Inscribed in red Tengwar around Sauron's ring is the inscription from the Black Speech: one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them. At the bottom of the illustration there are the other two of the 3 elven rings, Nenya and Vilya, the rings of water and air. Let's go. Let's pop over to the other side. The Fellowship of the Ring is the first part of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic adventure, The Lord of the Rings. I feel excited like we're about to start the films or something. Sauron, the Dark Lord, has gathered to him all the rings of power, the means by which he intends to rule Middle-earth. All he lacks in his plans for domination is the One Ring, the ring that rules them all, which has fallen into the hands of the hobbit, Bilbo Baggins. Oh, little Bilbo. In a sleepy village in the Shire, young Frodo Baggins finds himself faced with an immense task, as his elderly cousin Bilbo entrusts the ring into his care. Frodo must leave his home and make a perilous journey across Middle-earth to the cracks of doom, there to destroy the ring and foil the Dark Lord in his evil purpose. Let's have a little look. There's probably a map in here somewhere. The Fellowship of the Ring. Being the first part of The Lord of the Rings. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. The contents. A few notes, etc. A long-expected party. The shadow of the past, 3 is company. A shortcut to mushrooms. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings is often erroneously called a trilogy, when it is in fact a single novel consisting of 6 books plus appendices, sometimes published in 3 volumes. I have the 3. So yeah, they're changing a few things, like the little corrections, or like from dwarves to dwarves with an F, elvish to elfish, further to farther. Why? Try and say to try to say. Why did they change that? I was fine with that. We'll see if there's anything that seems strange. Notes on the revised text. Not sure I'll be reading all that, but forward to the 2nd edition. Yeah. Prologue. That's probably where I'll start, but maybe I'll read this stuff before. Hobbits. I didn't see any. I was definitely expecting a map in the first few pages. There are none. Okay, let's have a look under the dust cover. We have a plain black with gold accents. Down the spine. And the dust cover is more thick and plasticky on the inside with the paper feel on the outside. It's pretty. Okay. Shall we have a look at part 2? The Two Towers. 1, 2, 2 towers. I guess these are probably based on some of his drawings to his illustrations. Let me see. Because it will probably have, the cover of this edition of The Two Towers is based on Tolkien's own unused sketch of 1954. It shows the One Ring above Mount Doom, flanked by the two towers of Minas Morgul and Orthanc, while above it flies a Nazgul. The Tengwar inscription in the center reads, "In the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie." At the base of Minas Morgul are the 9 rings of the ring wraiths, while above it a crescent moon hints at the earlier name of the tower, Minas Ithil, Tower of the Moon, before it was taken and defiled by Sauron's forces. Above and beneath Orthanc, a wizard's pentacle and a white hand symbolize the influence of Saruman the Wise. I like these little descriptions. They're nice. Okay, let's see what Frodo's up to. The Two Towers is the second part of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic adventure, The Lord of the Rings. Frodo and the companions of the ring have been beset by danger during their quest to prevent the ruling ring from falling into the hands of the Dark Lord by destroying it in the cracks of doom. They have lost the wizard Gandalf in the battle with an evil spirit in the mines of Moria, and at the falls of Rauros Boromir, seduced by the power of the ring, tried to seize it by force. While Frodo and Sam made their escape, the rest of the company were attacked by orcs. Now they continue their journey alone down the great river Anduin. Alone, that is, save for the mysterious creeping figure that follows wherever they go. Oh, call them. Let's have a little look. If there's anything in the first few pages. The Two Towers being the second part of The Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah. Let's read that again. We won't read it in the third one, maybe. Or maybe we will. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky. 7 for the dwarf lords in the halls of stone, in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. The first part of a little synopsis. Let's go. The departure of Boromir, the riders of Rohan, Treebeard, the White Rider, Flotsam and Jetsam, the voice of Saruman, the taming of Smeagol. It's bringing back so many memories. Herbs and stewed rabbit, the widow of the west, forbidden pool, journey to the crossroads, the stars of Cirith Ungol, Shelob's lair, the choices of Master Samwise Gamgee. I'm looking forward to reading them. Let's have a little look at the back. The second part of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic adventure, The Lord of the Rings, now fully corrected and revised in collaboration with Christopher Tolkien. Among the greatest works of imaginative fiction of the 20th century, if it is no more than an entertainment, we have seldom been entertained so well. The book presents us with the richest profusion of new lands and new creatures, from the beauty of Lothlorien to the horror of Mordor. Adventures to hold us spellbound, and words of beauty and evocation to bring all vividly before us. The Sunday Telegraph. Tolkien's invention of strange peoples, curious incidents, miraculous doings is poured out in this second volume of his trilogy. It's not a trilogy, just said. As exuberantly and convincingly, in a dreamlike way as ever. As the story goes on, the world of the ring grows more vast and mysterious, and crowded with curious figures, horrible, delightful, or comic. The story itself is superb, the observer. Tolkien was a storyteller of genius, a literary review said. Okay, so let's have a little look at part 3. Oh, the return of the king. They get darker and darker each time. Look at these mountains. Tree. The wings. Let's have a little read about it. The cover of this edition of The Return of the King is based on Tolkien's own unused sketch of 1954. It shows the empty throne of Gondor, waiting the return of the king. Within the circle of the throne is the winged crown crown of Gondor, with the Tengwar monogram of Elendil, the first High King of Arnor and Gondor. His words, "In this place will I abide, and my heirs until world's end, until the world's end," are also inscribed in Tengwar to the left and right of the throne. Above the seat is the white tree of Gondor with 7 flowers, and the 7 stars that were the emblem of Elendil and his heirs. Elendil, maybe. Sorry about pronunciation, guys. Below the throne is a green jewel which represents the coming of the new king, Elessar, the Elfstone. Behind the throne is the sinister shadow of Mordor, with the long arm of Sauron reaching out, a clawed hand across the mountains. Oh, sounds so good. Let's have a little read of the blurb. The Return of the King is the 3rd part of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic adventure, The Lord of the Rings. The companions of the ring have become involved in separate adventures as the quest continues. Aragorn, revealed as the hidden heir of the ancient kings of the West, joined with the riders of Rohan against the forces of Isengard, and took part in the desperate victory of the Hornburg. Merry and Pippin, captured by orcs, escaped into Fangorn Forest, and there encountered the Ents. Gandalf returned miraculously and defeated the evil wizard Saruman. Meanwhile, Sam and Frodo progressed towards Mordor and destroyed the ring, accompanied by Smeagol, still obsessed by his precious. After a battle with a giant spider, Shelob, Sam left his master for dead, but Frodo is still alive in the hands of the orcs. And all the time, the armies of the Dark Lord are amassing. Okay, I really want to start reading now. I feel like this is like winter reading more than summer reading, but I think it might get read this summer. I like the fact that they have the little synopsis. Book 5, Minas Tirith, The Passing of the Grey Company, The Muster of Rohan, The Siege of Gondor, The Ride of the Rohirrim, The Battle of the Pelennor Fields, The Pyre of Denethor, The Houses of Healing, The Last Debate, and The Black Gate Opens. Book 6, The Tower of Cirith-Ungol, The Land of Shadow, Mount Doom, The Field of Cormoran, The Steward and the King, Many Partings, Homeward Bound, The Scouring of the Shower, The Scouring of the Shire, The Grey Havens. Then we have the appendices for the kings and rulers, the Númenórean kings, the House of Eorl and Durin's-Folk. The Tale of Years, family trees, calendars, writing and spelling, pronunciation of words and names. I could have done with that before this video. Writing the languages of peoples of the Third Age, on translation, Poems and songs? No. I don't like reading the songs. They're so long. Poems and phrases in languages other than common speak, persons, places, and things. I have to admit, when I did read the first one way back when, I just got sick of the songs. They were so long and so many. Oh, we have a map. Yay. It's all folded nicely in here. Oh. There we go. Rohan, Gondor, and Mordor. Indalf or Nindalf Wetwang. It says Nindalf or Wetwang. Not joking, it does say that. The Great River, Lebanon, Belfalas River, Ringclue. Mountains of Shadow, Plateau of Gorgoroth, the Battle Plain, Ash Mountains, Greywood, Gallinard, Fernwood, Fenmarsh, River Entwash, Mouths of Entwash, the Dead Marshes. I'm sure I'll remember all that when I'm reading. It doesn't mean much to me right now. I don't remember. I do like when they have maps though. Okay, let's see what we have at the end. Yeah, there's another map. So here we have another map, and it is the west of Middle Earth at the end of the Third Age. So we have Rohan, Gondor, and Mordor here. And then we have all this here. Eriador, Arnor, the lost realm of Arnor, Minurath, Fordrate, the mountains, all the way to Mordor. Mordor's mountains look man-made. They're like square. The Iron Hills, Rovanion. Okay, so for the writing and spelling, it's like rules about it, not like just written that, like phonetically how to pronounce things. Okay, let's see what they say about this book. The third part of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic adventure, The Lord of the Rings. A story magnificently told with every kind of color and movement and greatness. The New Statesman. The story moves on with a tremendous narrative rush to its climax. Extraordinarily imaginative work, part saga, part allegory, and wholly exciting. The Times. A triumphant close, a grand piece of work, grand in both conception and execution, an astonishing, imaginative tour de force. The Daily Telegraph. his astonishing inventiveness remains to the end and is continued in a series of appendices. The Guardian. Okay, so let's have a little look at the Reader's Companion. I'm interested to see what it's about. So it is thicker, like any of them. We have similar artwork on the front. Let me just check the back and see if it's one of his. Yeah. Let's first read about the artwork of the cover, then we'll see what the rest of this is about. The art on the cover of this book was drawn by Tolkien in 1954. For an experimental dust jacket for the Fellowship of the Ring. It shows a ribbon running behind the central ring of Sauron, around which is written in Tengwar, the ring inscription, in the Black Speech. The runic letters on the ribbon read from the ring verse, "In the land of shadows where the Mordor lie." Shadows and Mordor, inverted in error. Above this, in symbolic opposition to the One Ring, is Narya, the ring of fire worn by Gandalf. The complete design of the experimental dust jacket is reproduced in J.R.R. Tolkien, artist and illustrator, figure 176. In the book again. So that's cool that it's like inverted. So it's just a sketch. Okay. Wayne G. Hammond is assistant librarian in the Chapin Library of Rare Books, Williams College, and the author of standard biographies of J.R.R. Tolkien and Arthur Ransom. His wife, Christina Scull, is the former librarian of Sir John Soane's Museum in London, and editor of the occasional magazine The Tolkien Collector. I wonder how they met. Together they have written J.R.R. Tolkien, Artist and Illustrator, the 2-volume J.R.R. Tolkien Companion and Guide, and The Art of the Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, compiled the new index of Tolkien's published letters, and edited editions of The Lord of the Rings, Roverandom, Farmer Giles of Ham, and The Adventures of Tom Bombadil. Okay. What does it say on the back? The definitive annotated companion of The Lord of the Rings. It is not possible, even at great length, to pot The Lord of the Rings in a paragraph or two. It was begun in 1937, and every part has been written many times. Hardly a word in its 600,000 or more has been unconsidered. And the placing, size, style, and contribution to the whole of the features, incidents, and chapters has been laboriously pondered. I do not say this in recommendation. It is, I feel, only too likely that I am deluded, lost in a web of vain imaginings, of not much value to others, in spite of the fact that a few readers have found it good on the whole. What I intend to say is this: I cannot substantially alter the thing. I have finished it. It is off my mind. The labor has been colossal, and it must stand or fall, practically as it is. J.R.R. Tolkien, 1951. Well, it stood. It's still standing. In The Lord of the Rings, A Reader's Companion, internationally acclaimed acclaimed scholars Wayne G. Hammond and Christina Scull examine Tolkien's epic work chapter by chapter, offering expert insights into its evolution, structure, and meaning. They discuss important influences on its development, connections between that work and other writings of Tolkien, errors and inconsistencies, significant changes to the text, and archaic and unusual words used by Tolkien. Thousands of notes key to standard editions of The Lord of the Rings, but universally accessible, reveal the richness and complexity of one of the most popular works of fiction in our time. Extensive reference is made to writings by Tolkien not previously or widely published, including elaborate time schemes, an unfinished manuscript index to The Lord of the Rings, and most notably the important nomenclature, sounds German, or guide to names in The Lord of the Rings. Okay, prepared for the use of translators. Long out of print and now newly transcribed and printed in its entirety. With these resources at hand, even the most seasoned reader of Lord of the Rings, will come to a greater enjoyment and appreciation of Tolkien's magnificent achievement. Published originally in 2005, The Reader's Companion won the annual Mythopoeic Scholarship Award in Inkling Studies. No idea what that means. It has now been revised and updated to mark the 60th anniversary of Lord of the Rings. Oh, Hobbiton across the water. The hill. I still don't really know exactly what to expect from this. Like, I kind of get it now, but like also I don't really see what I'm going to be getting. Oh, it's like a timeline for them. For Frodo and Samwise, Gandalf, Aragorn, and the enemies. Oh, that's so cool. In memory of our parents. Okay, so they're going through literally every single part of the book and talking about it. I don't get it. Because, like, oh yeah, I see. Okay. The Harfoots had much to do. The Harfoots moved westward early and roamed over. This is like a lot. This is like really like you're obsessed with Lord of the Rings. I feel like this is something that I would look, that I would look at for specific things. Like, you can go to page whatever, that sort of thing. I don't think this is something you read, or is it? Well, I guess it is. Yeah, it's more, I see, like Reader's Companion, you like read the books, and when you just wanna like have a little context or something, you can just pop over to this. That's how I'll be using it anyway. I don't think people just read a Reader's Companion, do they? I don't know. I don't think so. It's kind of in the name, isn't it? Companion. Okay. So, that is everything that was in this lovely, lovely box set. Let me just pop all the books back in the box set and we can do some little spine tapping. So that's them back in here. It's a nice box set. I like the simplicity of the illustrations, even the paper feel of the dust covers. I like it. And just the simple black and gold. The case. And I think I actually will use the Reader's Companion, but more I think I will use it more to clarify what's going on and details and stuff, rather than try to become obsessed. If you know what I mean. I think I'll be more like that. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you found it relaxing and interesting. To see this lovely, lovely box set. I tried to keep it very cozy for you guys, so you can just drift off with some book chat. I may have got a little too chatty, we'll see, when I edit this. But I'm just gonna slow it back down again for the outro, so you guys can drift off now that we've seen everything there is to see. You can drift off now. So, if you made it to this part of the video, I would like to pop some Lord of the Rings emojis in the comments. I would like you to be creative and find as many emojis that you can. It could be linked. Even try and still a little narrative if you like. Or any of your favorite parts that you could illustrate with emojis. That would be fun. You can just pop that in with your regular comment. But if you are far too sleepy, you can just pop a little emoji in there by itself. I'll know what you mean. Okay. So, I hope that every single one of my lovely, lovely sleepy squirrels are well. Wherever you are in the world, whether you've read Lord of the Rings or not, whether you've seen all the films or not, I hope that you can find your own little bubble or your ring of calm if you like. For example, You may